Well, this afternoon, this is your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on 8. I got these old used guns, and the old used guns I got today are these. Colt Detective Specials. 2 of them. 2 nickel-plated Colt Detective Specials. Now, we received these in at the store out of a lot of guns that we bought from a importer supplier. And there were several pretty interesting guns. There was a llama, or there was a couple of llamas and Astras and different things. These, a bunch of Model 36s, and I thought, well, in the process of inspecting them all to go out for sale, and in the process of getting them all cleaned up where they look like something, I thought, well, we're going to have to clean those and go through them. Let's take them out and try them out. So here we are. These are Generation 2 or second generation Detective Specials. They're Colt in every way. They are, in fact, a Colt Hartford firearm, 6-shot, 2-inch barrel, 38 special revolver. I've looked at these and they're in very good operational condition. I've got some targets stuck up down there at 10 yards. And I thought, well, if we're going to shoot old school guns, we might as well shoot some old school ammunition. Federal, 158 grain, 38 special, round nose lead. The good old round that served law enforcement for over 100 years. Let me give me some ear mufflers on. We'll load these guys up and shoot them, see how they shoot. I got 3 dirty birds stuck up down there. And I'm going to shoot at the bottom center with this one and see how it shoots at 7 yards, I think. Yeah, that's a 7-yard marker. That's where we're at. Okay. All right. The original grips have been replaced with Hogue monogrips. The original grips probably at this age would be fairly worn. These were made in the mid-1960s, which makes them, well over 50 years old. I was born before the 1960s, and I'm well over 50 years old. Let's see how they shoot a 5. I'll lean her up here on the old block and give it a 6-on double. Got them all out. Hey, that gun don't shoot too bad. Let's put 6 more in it. You run 6 on single, see if I can get a little bit better grouping than that. Okay. I think that runs pretty good. Let's try the other one. Seeing as how we're sitting here, we might as well try the other one. Yeah. Get them out of there, I'll load them 2 at a time. There we go. All right. This is 6 on the upper right. 6 on the upper right. Let's see how this goes. 6 on the upper right. Let's try a 6 on single. You know, every gun that we get that goes out for sale is test fired at least a little bit. And we got the old Colt hand cramp going here. See if we can't get that squared away. I'm raising hell with that steel target down there somewhere. And that's 12 out of that one. Let's go down here and have use a little lubrication there, it looks like. Let's get down here and see what they actually look and taste like. Ugh. Muddy, cold, miserable Bergen gun range. Here's our 12 with gun number 1. Clip the edge of the paper with 1. And here's our 12 with gun number 2. Not bad at all, considering it's a 50-year-old gun. I shoot pretty good and I enjoyed shooting them. Let's see what it's, let's talk about grading for a minute. Grade out an old used gun. That's one of the tenets of this channel. Grade out an old used gun. Let's look at this one. Now this is gun number 2, and first of all, it doesn't seem to have any roll by. It locks up very nicely. Now a Colt always has a little play in it when the hammer's back. But when you pull the trigger, it tightens that right up, completely immobile. Cylinder latch is in good shape, locks up nice. It has new grips on it, which takes away from its collector value. The numbers and letters are sharp, nice. It has it has quite a bit of holster wear. As a matter of fact, on both guns out here on the muzzle, the nickel is starting to give away and starting to show the copper underneath. Nickel-plated guns and chrome-plated guns are copper-plated underneath. Cheap ones are typically zinc-plated underneath. The reason for that is nickel and chrome will not stick to bare steel. It won't electroplate on there. So you have to put a softer metal on it that'll stick to it, and then get the chrome to stick to it, or in this case the nickel. Screws are not wallered out. The screws have not been abused, which means the gun has been either taken apart by someone that knows how to take one apart with the tools to do it, or hasn't been taken apart at all. I looked at the bore in both of these guns before they shot it, and the bore is very nice and crisp. It could use some lubrication all the way around. Crane rods are not bent. Ejector rods are not bent. It's not warped in any way. It hasn't been used to pistol whip anybody. Overall, the mechanical condition of this firearm is perfect. It works, it shoots straight, and is in mechanically good condition. This one has a little bit of pitting right here on the cylinder. I'm not sure how it got that, but you know, like that. The other one, again, has got a little copper starting to show out here on the end of it, and it's starting to have quite a bit of holster wear at the end of the cylinder, on the front knuckle of the frame and trigger guard, where you normally expect to see holster wear on a 2-inch revolver. The screws are in good shape. It doesn't have any roll by. The lockup is good. It's a good sound mechanical firearm with some abuse on it. Now, what's it worth? I give the value of this gun somewhere between $425 and $500 respectively on both firearms, for the simple reason that no one sells these. You can't get one. These are almost the holy grail of 2-inch type revolvers. They're getting like old original Model 36s and Model 10.5s and things like that, where people who are holding them are not letting them go. You don't see them come to market. The only time you see these guns come to market is in the case of like this one, where a department found some of them and decided to wholesale them out to use them to get newer guns or equipment from a supply house. That's about the only time you ever see these. Now, this particular one has either a property mark or an evidence mark showing on both the frame and the barrel. The other one does not. Some collectors find that appealing for some reason or another. They like to have them agency marked, or they like to have them evidence marked, and some don't. Between $425 and $500 is what you would expect to pay for this gun at retail. Like that. Well, all right, that's about the size of it for the old Twin Detective Specials. If you have an inquiry, about it, I can't post anything to my YouTube channel about it, but you can send me an email at esquad540@gmail. Like, taste, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me a $1 in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door if you want to, or what's that guy says, that old deck character that used to be on the radio says, send me a little money or an electric or a manual typewriter. Try and be a good neighbor and a good citizen. We'll see y'all when we see you. Join the NRA. Bye now. After the ice storm was over, and went out this morning about 6 o'clock, set up the collar and the twitcher thing, and tried to call in some coyotes. I figure, weather bad, hunting conditions are bad, forest conditions are bad, they get getting hungry. Didn't have any success. Froze my hind end off. Fellow I was out with, he said, "You're shooting 30-06?" I said, "Yeah." "Shooting these 30-06 150 grain soft ones." He said, "Boy, I bet them cost you." I said, "I think I paid $7.89 for that box." He said, "Where the hell did you buy a box of 30-06 factory ammo for $7.89? I said, "The cheap place to buy ammo. 2015.